In this video, we'll see how we can get to the forms that will allow us to browse through the data that's already been input into the database. So from the main menu, we go to Browse Tables. And then you'll see we have quite a few options here, and most of them are likely quite intuitive for how to navigate them. So we'll just take a look at a couple. Let's see, we can browse traits. And here we can just scroll through in alphabetical order all of the traits in the database. We can filter by experiment to just browse the traits that are associated with one particular experiment. And then we can also get to the Add Edit Traits form from here. Now let's get back to the Browse form. Similarly, we can browse experiments, and in the case of experiments, it's also pretty similar. You can just scroll down and see all the experiments in alphabetical order and all of the information that has been input describing those experiments. You can also click Add New Experiment to get to the Classic Experiments form, where you can actually add new experiments. The Browse Germplasm form takes a little while to load, but once it does, you can scroll through all of the new germplasm introductions that have been input to the database. You can also filter this form by species. So if you want to see just the Silphium integrifolium, for instance, then you can use the drop down up here to do that. Similarly, you could filter by contact, since each germplasm sample has an associated contact. So if you know the person that sent you the germplasm and you're looking to find that, then you could just find the sender's name in this drop-down. Here's another similar form, but there's one important difference here. There's an Unlock Form button. So if you want, rather than having to go to some separate location form, you can just click Unlock Form and type in the information for a new location right here while browsing. And some of the other forms have that feature as well. So now we don't need to look at every single other browse form, I don't think. But let's take a look at another form with some different features, the Browse Envelopes form. Here, what we have is a drop-down menu with all of the boxes that have been recorded in the database. And if we select the box that we're interested in, say 2016 Harvest, this list box here will be filtered to only include the envelopes that are associated with that box. Then we can also click on a particular row of this list box, and the form will find us the accessions associated with the cross ID that matches that box and sort. And over here on the far right, we can see the first accession with that cross ID, which can be helpful for finding the original harvest, which can be helpful for finding the accession code of the container that contained the original harvest.